bearish candles, like, you know, they're exiting with like big wicks. So like two things are gonna happen. If this closes bearish, heavy bearish, we're gonna continue moving down, and, you know, like, correct this move going down. But for it to go bullish, you need this candle to close bullish so that you can say, okay, we have a support, and now we're gonna go up. But it's closing bearish, so, you know, this is a telltale sign that maybe this whole move is gonna get corrected. So that's where now you gotta wait. Like, if you're looking for buys, you gotta wait for candles to flip. If you're looking for sells, then this is your idea that, okay, you know what, this is gonna get filled like this, move up, gonna get corrected.
Morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing, Bobby?
Morning, Joe.
Hello, hello.
What's up? Oh gosh, I had a buy yesterday. I could have made it to 490.
Oh,
I could have take it out before I go to sleep.
oh, 400?
Nah, it was 118.05. I entered it. I was with the MPA.
Oh,
And I was actually putting off to 118.49. And I was like, yo, it's gonna go up. At the time, it was going down.
yeah.
And I didn't read. But I'm gonna sell right now.
Nice.
I'm gonna sell right now on 118.08.
I like that.
I profit. Oh.
Yeah, if you're looking for sells on EJ, let's take a look at it.
It's like butterfly effect, bro.
Wow, look at
It's
that.
happening the way it's happening is just
Yeah, I mean, if it's heading down, it's coming down here. 117. You know?
770 is mine.
Yeah, 770 or even like 117, 800, like, to be very safe.
I could be mine. Oh, I could set that up as first.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about 850, 40 because it was running around yesterday a lot on the level before it popped up.
Yeah, I see GJ here closed bearish. So this is a very nice way for it to continue down and correct this move up it had earlier.
30-minute close with the
Yeah.
no wait. Oh my.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Bobby, bro.
What's good?
Huh?
What's good?
Nothing. I called you yesterday when he did.
Let's get it.
Oh shit.
Just get it.
Hey, yo, never mind. I don't want to.
Say it.
I don't know. People just start calling me EJ King. I was like, yay!
That's good, man.
Tokyo. I always say that.
Yeah, but on GJ, realistically, I'm only gonna look for buys because I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. At that wick fill.
Yeah.
4 hour.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for some candles to close bullish to take buys.
Okay, can I ask something?
Yeah, for sure.
On JBP Cap, how would you take those buys?
How would I have taken the buys?
Yeah.
On the 4 hour. Based on the 4 hour. Because if you look on the 4 hour, the 4 hour closed above this resistance.
Oh, what's up, Rich?
Yeah. And it went up. So when you look on the daily as well, the daily was also bullish.
I was waiting for 4-hour retest.
Yeah, I was waiting for that
But I
too.
didn't.
Yeah, it just ran up. It ran up what? 50 pips? 52 pips? Yeah, 50 pips. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed too that I missed it.
Seems like it is coming here.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right because the CAD is weak. CAD has been weak for the past 3 New York sessions.
So
Yeah, we got some CAD news. We got retail sales, so it should be like a lot of volatility here in the market. But you're right. GP CAD is coming up to 1.61600. Let's take a look at GU here. Oh, GU is also bullish. Let's take a look at the daily. Alright. So looking at the daily, we're bouncing from some sort of support. And we're entering some, this is the area where it should enter. This resistance area. So looking on the 4-hour, let's adjust this zone. Maybe this will be the area where GU is going to come into 1.21400. Now going into the 1-hour, what we see is that there is this resistance here across the board. So it needs to create a support here in the 30-minute for it to continue moving up, because if you look left, there are no candles here. Like there are, but there's just like straight traffic, right?
Well, the 30-minute, it already did a regular retest and it closed bullish.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I mean,
I'm already in.
You're in it?
Yeah.
Your stop is below the previous candle?
Yes, sir. I got in right at the entry of the current candle.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, good. Good morning, Paul.
Yo.
Wanted to say good morning because I didn't say yesterday.
Yeah.
Kind of.
What's that? Is that area box you have marked 1.21427 area? Because that's kind of the area I got marked.
Okay, can you see how this setup looks like yesterday's one you took on David Picker?
Which one?
This setup, this one, this GBP USD,
yeah.
looks exactly the same as yesterday, the one you took on David Picker.
No, it doesn't, because on the left it's different. You know?
Because I remember you created some sort of support here, and then you took it to the other side.
Yeah, I'll show you what it was. It was like this. It was this one right over here. It was this one right here. So yesterday I took buys down over here, and then there was a clean candle, so I took buys up to this point here. But on GU it's different, because like, you know, if you look all the way to the left,
Made a higher high.
exactly, so it's approaching this area here, right? So it needs to just break through it. Like there's some traffic, so there's some sort of a resistance for the price, but it really needs to move up, because if you look on the 1-hour, the 1-hour has a clean candles, right? So managing your risk here is very, very important. Yeah, if someone wakes up tired in the morning, just have some fruits, you know, have a watermelon or a mango or an apple and you're gonna feel good.
Or drink the coffee.
Yeah, or drink some coffee. GP cat is gonna continue moving here.
Gold is still going. Dang.
Oh damn, it's breaking out.
I just caught that.
Oh.
Oh.
Bro, he comes out of
More complicated.
He comes out of nowhere. He just says, "I just got done."
And I think Rakil posted the chart already and said it was going to break it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 15-minute was holding support. As soon as we had the pullback here, enter over here, take profit over here.
Nice. I was waiting for retail sales to get the retest to back to 1530, but yeah, we data.
Sometimes gold moves enough that you don't need to wait for big moves.
A lot of things happen, Roots. Gold moving up and down.
Yeah, I entered at 1519 and exited at 1520.
So in between, like right now on 8:30, it will probably reach us 15:30.
Cause look, like if you're being smart, you can catch these small moves on gold and be done in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Go, if you zoom out on this chart, on the 5-minute chart, Ricky, I'll show you the target. Right there. Your target's right here. This price is hunting back up to go here. It'll go there very easily, but it's getting stuck right over here. But it's aiming for this part here. So that's the other thing that was helping me out. Is like, okay, perfect. Like this target is not too far away. It was only like basically like 30 pips, and then we were already in like down over here. So I'm like, okay, that should be pretty straightforward. So,
Hello, bro. No, I think any positions though.
Ooh, very nice ones up in GU buys. Yeah, I mean,
Broken that wick yet.
yeah, no, it's true. I mean, as long as price stays above this low, I think you're good for the buys to go up. Because then you had resistance here, it's done like a retest over here, closed bullish. But if it doesn't go up, and let's say if it closes bearish down, then this move up would be like a fake out, and you can say, oh yeah, okay, now we're gonna go at the bottom of the range, which will be 90% possibility. Just gotta
Annoying to you.
But listen, anyone who's on the stream, your focus should be try to take 1 or 2 trades, even if the trade lasts for a second. 1 or 2 trades and nothing more. That's the key. Let me just change this here. What's this? GJ opinions. Well, I was looking at GJ, and I'm actually looking at my bias is bullish on GJ because the pound is like, you know, it's recovering from some falls, but at the same time I see this move up, so I'm also thinking that maybe this move is going to get corrected. So if my bias is bullish, I'm only looking for bullish confirmations. Like let's say if the 30-minute candle closes bullish, or better yet, if the 1 hour candle closes bullish. If I have a bullish 1 hour candle, then I know that, okay, like, you know what, price is probably going to head off to back to this area right over here.
Wow, that wick wasn't during London, right?
This one, yeah, this is one like pre-London, like an hour before London open.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so
Yeah, definitely.
So-
Always beat themselves.
if my bias is bullish, I'm waiting for a bullish candle to be formed in this area so I can take this move up over here. Yeah, so I'm waiting. Have you scalped the M1 chart? No. I was there yesterday for the first time, learned a lot, starting to watch through your other videos. Yes. Hey, good morning. Oh, looks like Paul's in the money now.
He was about to pop the 5 minute, went down and did a retest, and it pulled back all the way up like 4 or 5 pips. I
Yep.
think it's gonna fly soon.
Yeah. You have a really good entry.
21068.
21068. Beautiful. I love you, Raja. Hey, David. Also, how far should I look for a trend while scalping 15 to 30 minute chart? You need to see where your stop loss is going to be. That's the first thing. Second thing, you need to see where your target is, right? So for this trade, for let's say we're looking at GU here. Let's look at it on the 1 hour. So if you're looking on the 1 hour, you're like, okay, well, maybe my target is somewhere around 21300, because you see this area here to the left. This area here, where's my box? Right here, right? Maybe this is your target. So now what you do is, oh man, what's happening here? Damn annoying. So then you see, okay, now how far is this? So let's say you enter at 1068 right over here. You're like, okay, this is a 25 pip range here. All right, so from this, how much do I need to secure easily? So maybe, you know, like 15, 18, 10, 12, like you can easily bank in the pocket, right? And then you let a runner run, because hey, who knows, like the runner can run all the way up to 1.21 400. That's what you got to do. So what Paul did, yeah, Paul can explain his trade here. If Paul wants.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Oh, and they were like, yeah, if you can explain your trade here for some people, that'd be great.
Okay, so that first, the big bullish candle right before that little, I think, OG red one. So that first bullish one made a higher high above the entire range for the past 2 days. So like, okay, maybe it'll go up, or it's just trying to play with my emotions. Next one came back, retested it, couldn't go lower, but that candle didn't tell me direction, so I waited for the next 30 minutes to close. And then once that one closed, it had a wick, so I knew there was a nice range to fill. In the 4 hour, everything was bullish, so figured we'd continue up.
Yeah, perfect.
So it's probably going to continue up for a decent amount, and then range again like it did Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I have a personal bias to always trade with the trend. I want to keep at it. Could I run into challenges in the long run? Oh yeah, of course. You can run into challenges every day. Let's say you choose a pair and that pair is not trending that day. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to look for another pair to see if it's in a trend, or are you just going to wait? That's the biggest challenge. What is the worst that can happen when I open a buy stop limit except touching your stop loss? It might not get activated. familiar names in the YouTube chat. And gold is going to continue to push up. So see if you guys were here yesterday. Yesterday was pretty easy. Pretty easy, you know. First thing in the morning, we had some nice moves. Now, you know, it's going, but it's kind of slow.
Well,
And we have motivation from it.
You guys called it, I just agreed with it.
what, yesterday, what?
You guys called it all, I just agreed with it and just let the trade run.
Oh, yesterday, yeah. I saw a video on Instagram.
How was it?
Bobby Colite. Bobby!
I closed GU.
Nice.
Oh, I'm all called GU. My bad, baby.
Yeah, because the 15-minute broke the low of the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good call.
It should have popped up if it was going to.
Yeah, I think Gigi is gonna correct this move here from earlier on. Hey, Javier Suto, what kind of feedback are you looking for? In theory, if we guess the news, we can't lose. I think that's a losing mentality, first of all. So of course, we can lose. What a buy stop limit is. A buy stop limit is, I think, go to bpips.com and you can learn about buy stops and sell stops and all that over there. Or if you have a mentor, you can go ask your mentor.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Ooh, juice coming down. Waiting.
So you're gonna wait for the retest back to that zone down at the bottom for it to go up again?
Which pair? Which time frame?
Oh, GJ.
Oh, I don't know. My bias was bullish. I was waiting for the candle to close bullish, but it didn't at the other. And I also thought that, hey, it's gonna fill this, you know, correct this move.
Yeah, but apparently
Yeah.
it just went down, no retest.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just gonna wait. Like, of course, I've missed this move. If my bias was bearish, I would have taken the sells to correct this move, but my mind was in, you know, in the buys.
Yeah, it's easy to write.
Yeah, so just gotta wait now.
Yeah, definitely was going. Because it did the same thing, I believe on Tuesday, when we had the big spike. It didn't fill up the 4-hour wick,
Yeah.
and it just went bearish.
Ooh, this
Retest.
thing is coming down. Maybe that move up was a fake out.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Paul, are you still in GU?
No, I closed it. I break even before I turned it around.
Yeah, I see DJ is just making higher highs.
I'm still Jenny from the back. You still have a never know.
Yeah, making higher highs and higher lows.
agree with your bias on GG, and the down move looks really screwed up. I just think it will do something soon and push. Yeah, I mean, I could have executed on this for the correction, but I didn't, because I've seen this a lot. Every time there's like a strong move in London and it just pushes before the open of New York, it corrects it all the time. So should have executed on this.
Right, it's been doing that, making the high highs, but it doesn't correct, so it can move up.
Yeah, so that's I performed very poorly today.
You perform very important today. What are you,
Of course, if you're on the charts, you're not making money, you're performing poorly. I should have taken this sell. I mean, if this was my brain algo, it would have been in sells. But I second guessed for a second too long. Missed it.
Too fast.
Yeah.
Fast in life. You go bearish or you go bullish.
Yeah. I want to do an internship in any investment bank. I'm finishing my degree in business economics and would like to start a career as an analyst or something, maybe Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan.
Goldman Sachs.
And I was asking Ted if he has any advice on it, because he's talking about I think you can like Google how to get internship in Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, I mean, you should be talking to your actual school to help you too.
EJ broken below consolidation on 15 minutes.
Yeah, EJ on the 4 hour has a way to come down to 117,800 support.
Yeah, same thing is
On 15 minutes, it broke below consolidation.
Yep.
yeah, but it's going back to the previous.
Oh, what's this? Gold 30 minutes.
For me, it looks the same as creating higher highs, and I don't see a wick fill happening.
Initial target would be to the wick to the left. Yeah, so this makes sense here, ME. Break out of yellow area and then move up to 1530, 1528, 1530. Okay, what's this? GJ, good entry. Time to buy GJ. No, what? No, why? GJ, all candles are bearish. Why would you want to buy when all candles are bearish? Come on, man, we do this every day. Someone comes along, GJ is dropping, GJ buy? Question mark. I'm still bullish. Yeah, so you need candles to flip in your direction before taking buys.
I'm liking EJ.
Nice, Nicole caught those sells. Beautiful. Okay, yo mama, if you look at gold, gold has came down below 1521, which is resistance. So if you're looking for buys on gold, you're looking for a candle to close above 1521. GU fake out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trading GU today. I don't like anything. Nothing. I took a gold buy earlier. I'm happy with that. I missed a GJ sell. I'm not happy with that. So Gold, sell. Buy, GBP CAD. GPUSD, sell. GGGG unit.
Yeah, somebody kept asking like oil.
Bro, why are you doing all these for free? Because it's fun. It's fun when you get weird questions. I think it's a fun time. 2 trades today, 6%. Beautiful. John Doe gets a golden star today.
Yeah.
There's a golden star for John right there.
I like your 50.
How would you have caught GJ sell? So, when this stream is over, you can go back and look at the stream because we talked about this. The way you would have caught these sells would have been that since we had this move up in London, you know, and then once price was so when I looked at these wicks, as okay, exhaustion. So now this candle is going to close bullish and we're going to go up, right? But this candle closed bearish, right? So now when this candle closed bearish, and if you've seen the GJ correct moves, you would have said, okay, you know what, I'm just going to put my stop above the previous candle, which is bearish, because all the other ones are bearish and this move should be corrected. Then if my stop is above the previous candle, then this one, current one, should continue moving down. So that's how you would have caught the sell on GJ. And just like you have missed it, so just sit back and relax. I'm actually eating a mango right now.
Pakistani
mangoes.
Nice.
$20 box.
Get those with that. I'll have to like go to like farmers market.
Yeah.
Probably get them when someone
Should I put my phone in rice and put it on airplane mode when I sell Bitcoin? No, because you're gonna go buy another phone because you can't stay away from social media. Not a good idea to short gold at the moment. Short-term sell ideas are good. All in a long, yes. Mohammed Jeddah has the most logical answer to everyone trying to sell gold. That in the meantime, gold might be a sell like in the short term, but overall gold is skyrocketing.
Yeah, gold is there.
Yeah, that's the most intelligent statement I've heard all morning. How do you keep the mindset to stop revenge trading? You just don't take a trade. EJ 30-minute candle close. EJ is heading down to 117,800. Look on the 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour. If it's coming down, where should the next stop be? 117,800. So if you look on the 1 hour now, even yeah, it's just the 1 hour. So you see this candle is bearish. So there's a very, very high chance that this current candle can also go bearish before the DNY open. John Doe, like I said, hope you have a huge account to be happy with 6%. Nope. If you're not happy with 6%, no matter the size of your account, I'm sorry to say, trading is going to be a very, very long and hard journey for you. You know, if you're going to focus on 15% a day, what's going to happen when you take 4 losses? What's 15 times 4? 44, 48%. That's almost a 50% loss of your account. Then what are you going to do? Go to the bank and redeposit? No. So you need to be okay with small gains. I mean, I don't understand. When you put money in the bank gives you 1.2% a year. You're like, oh yeah, okay, perfect, 1.2%. But then here, when you have the opportunity to make maybe 2% a day or like 3% a day, all of a sudden that's a problem. I don't understand. If you think that's a problem, then maybe your mind is not fit to trade. Who started in bullish and bearish terms? Couldn't pick better animals? Yeah. Yeah, you know, like if you're getting steady gains, that's all what should matter. Honestly, that's all what should matter if you're getting steady gains. Because almost every day I see guys with, you know, let's say a $500 account, $1,000 account, they make $100, $150, you know, in an hour, and then later on they give it all away. Why? I don't understand. Why? Like, you know, same guys who'll make $100 in 10 minutes here, blow it away, go to their job where they make 100 in 8 hours. Doesn't make any sense. What would be a confirmation to sell GU now? Okay, perfect. So if you want to sell GU, you need to understand where your stop loss is going to be. Okay, that's one thing you need to understand. So if you know if your stop loss is going to be, like, you know, at 1.21150, go ahead, you can sell GU. But if you're looking for buys on GU, then you're waiting for this current candle to close bullish. And then you're going to say, okay, either GU is going to go up or it's going to go down, right? So if you look on the 1 hour, the 1 hour did not close in a way that it tells me personally that it's going down. I still think it's bullish, but hey, I may be wrong. So for it to be bullish, you need this candle to close bullish. Caught the GU push this morning on London Open, so can happily sit and wait for anything good today. Very nice, Charlie Rich. Gold retrace until 1550, sustaining below 1512 will turn bearish. Yes, but it's still bullish. Whatever trading styles works for you. If I start with $500, what trade amount do you recommend? If you start with $500, I think aiming for maybe $5 a day would be pretty good. That's 1%. $5 a day, $10 a day, maybe, like, you know, $40 a week. 40 times 4 is what? 160 a month. I think it's pretty good on a $500 account. What is that scrolling feature on your screen? That's English. You can just read it. It's right there. Compounding. Ideally, I'm just waiting for the news. See how the news sets things up here.
I think we're probably gonna get our retest back to like 1530.
Yeah.
Little people keep asking what do you think about USD, which is core retail sales.
Yes.
It's summer, people are gonna go out and buy. But then again, we had a shooting, and we had 2 shootings, so like people are not trying to go out and buy retail. Summer is always almost ending. Last time we got not at whatever good number. We're actually pretty good. 24%. We're expecting the same number. So even if we get the same number, that would be a good push up for the dollar or bearish for gold.
Yes.
But I think we're not gonna get a good number. We're probably gonna get like a medium or a bad number.
Core retail sales. I think it's not gonna be good numbers. I think it's gonna be bad numbers.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a bad number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Summer is ending. We had that shooting. People don't want to go buy shit.
Guys are making fun of me because my math was wrong. buy GU tonight before the news? I don't know. Just gotta wait. Because like if you're waiting for GU buys, I think if this kind of closes bullish, then you can essentially say, okay, you know what? It's closed bullish. I can have my stop below this candle, and then next one can continue moving up to where it had to go.
Oh wow, look at TJ.
Yeah. Do you factor in middle of the month zigzagging consolidation? I have no idea how to look at the middle of the month zigzagging consolidation.
Oh, TJ's doing well with the planet.
Yeah, this needs to come up a bit. The great idea, the great trade, the trade of the trade would be if this 4 hour goes up to fill the 4 hour week.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a long shot.
Yeah. So it's making higher highs and lower lows. Lower highs and lower lows.
My goal sale started.
Can I see gold buy? Gold buy? No,
No.
you need the candle to go.
Gold sell. I
Yeah.
explained. Gold sell.
What?
It's a second touch, according to me. That's what my knowledge and belief. It's a second touch. On the third touch, on the third bounce from support, it will go up.
Yes.
As
Well
far as
done.
I believe.
Well done. GU is not a sell for big traders, only short-term momentum traders. GU is heading bullish. This 1 hour candle is just a Fugazi candle. If you look on the 1 hour candle, it seems like it's gonna go down, but no, it's gonna go up and fill this wick.
Wow, look at TJ. I should have executed.
You still can take a piece of it.
No, I'm already late, so.
Paul, what do you think about this goal? Will it go again to 1516?
What?
What do you think about gold, man?
About gold?
Yeah, it will go again to 1516? 15?
I don't know. I don't really trade gold.
Okay.
For gold, I'm just waiting for the news. Because if you're expecting a bad number, to be bearish for your dollar, is gold a big push. Dollar reset the 1530 area.
Since GJ is going up, you think EJ will go up too? No, because GBP and the euro are two very different currencies. They move independently to each other. Oil buy? Question mark. No, I don't trade oil, so I have no idea. But long term, you can buy oil. Long term, you know, oil is a commodity. Hold it for like 5-6 years, and you'll be in profits.
Morning, guys. I'm actually logged in from my phone.
Wow, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm in my car with my daughter right now.
Oh. How is she? Good. How is she? Going to school?
Advisable to go long on GJ, or am I
Did
too
anybody
late?
catch the UJ buys?
Nope.
Oh, what? YouTube buy.
Yeah, for you to enter GJ buys, I think, well, I'm also looking at the same thing. I'm just waiting for this candle to close. Because if I can get a close of this candle, I know for sure that we're heading back up to 128,400, and then eventually, you know, 128,600. So this candle has to close first.
Man, I could have executed right at the bottom. But I thought, about it. I was just being consolidating sideways.
Yeah. But it's a good thing you didn't, because there was no confirmation.
Yeah, no, I did it because I had only 2 confirmations. I needed a third one. So I'm waiting for this candle to close. And seeing how the next candle reacts. Anyway, I will probably still get a good entry on the next candle.
Yeah.
So back right here.
Seems like these previous weeks are giving a nice support.
Yeah, I'm seeing this as a good area of support. Next area will be here. This is around the 400s, right? And if you go past that, then next area will be. So
To finish that week.
yeah, to fill up a 4-hour week. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
What?
oh, what happened?
Oh, technical
We
difficulty.
can't do this.
Hacked by Macedonian.
What?
You're hacking the stream.
I'm hacking the stream.
Yeah.
Macedonian nuts hacked the stream.
But I was saying, yeah, this will be the next target, and goes through it, and we can see a nice push. Was like have
Yeah.
what's called around the 127 or 800, 100. Something like that. Yep, something like this. And we're gonna push down, push up.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Gold is a short for swing trade. Interesting. I don't know. I think gold is a short for swing trade if it breaks below 1508. I'm in EG sell for hold. Very nice. Daily candle GJ started, showed wick. Overall looking bearish. Okay. My bias is still bullish on GJ, so I'm just waiting. Same thing with GP CAD. I think this is the support it had to make for it to continue moving up. So if we look left, see we're looking left. So you had this move up, and now you're having this consolidation. Consolidation is creating a base. If this base holds, we're going to continue moving up to this area. EU a sell, GJ for a sell, CAD CHF sell.
Everything sell.
Damn, it's like a fish market.
Let's sell everything.
Sell everything.
Maybe advice on GA. I don't know if you can show a chart. We can take a look at GA.
How are they sending charts if you can send a link? Oh, the last digits.
Yeah. USD to drop or go up for news. Well, we shall find out in 1 hour, almost. We will find out in an hour.
There we go. Talk.
Roham is in the chat. And look at her for trades.
Yeah, just waiting for. Can I see your EJ chart? Yes, here's my EJ chart. Oh, GU is on its way to fill the 1 hour wicket. Do you think USD CAD will bounce down from 1.33470? USD CAD is not a sell. I just don't understand how people can sell USD CAD when CAD is so weak.
Right.
Man.
Jesus.
Look at all the candles.
People don't understand trading. They just look at a chart and they think because it hits a magical number that's where it has to be now.
Jesus fuck, look at this weekly candle.
Hey, what's up, Hunt for trades?
Imagine this CAD news comes out and just dumps CAD and USD CAD just pushes up. Boom. This could happen.
What, random news?
Yeah, there's news at 8:30 for CAD.
Oh yeah, ADP on. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, even if you look on the 4 hour, it's at resistance, but it's not a sell yet.
I should have executed. Whatever. I'm just gonna figure it out for like 30. Why should I trade for 50 pips? I wasn't you.
Which?
I'm chilling. I'm saying like GJ, I was just so close to get buys. Well, anyway, I'm seeing how this 30-minute candle closes in GJ. It might still get some more.
Yes, GJ 4 hour is gonna continue up. Man, if it fills the wick, ooh.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Once it's hedged there, I think I'm gonna try to take this range here, right here. I'm just waiting so far here for the news. Wix not live, very good. I would love to attend in person sometime. Oh, very nice. Would you take a trade setup within 2 hours of the news? Depends on what's happening. I'm new on this. Is it safe and fine for you if I follow you? Yes. Follow me all the way. USD CAD. How do you spell it? These guys saying USD CAD is a sell should watch the signs, understand momentum. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you should just look at the candles. Look at the 4 hours, bullish. Look at the 1 hour. You know, they're bullish, but they're at resistance. If candles are at resistance, that does not mean it's going to go down. There's a probability it's going to go down, but that does not mean it's going to go down. We
Hey,
talk.
Ted,
Yes.
Ted, what do you think about retail sales today?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's really relevant to the overall picture. It'll just be an impulse, and then that's it. Can you tell reasons to take positions except support and resistance? Kushnal, you've been here for the last week. Every single time we've taken a position, we've told you why we've taken the position.
No way, who's that? Chris.
We explain it thoroughly what is happening.
How do you remember that?
Because I remember the people that keep asking the same question over and over again.
We remember the names now because they're the same names.
Yeah. Pure mathematics. Oh, look, somebody's name, pure mathematics. Pure mathematics.
People, they just don't want to learn. They don't want to sit and study. They just want, what about this? What about that? That's not what this is for. You're not supposed to be sitting here trying to get signals. You're supposed to be able to look at an idea and present a chart and say, does my idea make sense based on my goals and based on my risk?
Are you waiting for GJ 30 minute to close bullish? Yes, I'm waiting. Waiting for candles to close. But it's so messy over here. I don't trust it. Even if I take a buy on GJ here with the candle closed, my stop is going to be 24 pips. That's too big of a stop loss for me, you know. And even if it goes up, this is the area I'm afraid of. This area right here, 128, 400, because this is like a resistance area right here.
Ooh, look at EJ. This is perfect. Those candles are clean.
It's like a resistance area. So I'll have a buy stop at 440, 128, 440.
Jesus.
Which I think is going to get activated. Oh, buy stop activated. Oh.
Oh wow.
3 pips, 4 pips, 5 pips. Oh shit. Oh, 10 pips. What the fuck? I just closed. GJ. Oh wow, look at that 4 hour. Holy. This was the trade of the day.
Wow, I can't believe I missed it.
I was on my MT4 and I was placing the buy stop. I'm like, okay, hold on.
I got $14 out of it.
Wow.
Last minute I got. I was closing and it just got me like $15.
Damn.
Soon as gold dropped.
Yeah,
Jay must have pressed the button.
Gold dropped. As I said, gold dropped.
Ooh, wow.
I thought yesterday during the Asian session, Nick and I think Mac was there and a couple other guys were there, Bobby, and we called some of these. And we actually called that whiplash too. I think Mac got off. Yeah, we basically had a stop, a buy stop for UJ too.
Well, this was fun time.
On GJ, let me get some. Time for the gym now, Rocky.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was pretty skeptical if it's actually going to hit it or not, but it just pumped right through it.
Yeah.
Pumped right through it, closed, and then look, it reversed.
Right on the next 39 candle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was some USD news because only JPY pairs moved, and I guess the UJ also moved here. Yeah, China news.
Well, that's good enough. You didn't feel good.
Yeah. So if you look at UJ here, let's take a look at UJ. See, UJ moved. So it was Chinese news. It affected the
EU is wild.
Man, EU. I mean, look at EU, man. How are you gonna trade EU? It's so stupid pair. Look at this.
I hate EU so much, man.
I hate EU, man. Like, how are you gonna trade EU now?
Literally hate it.
I hate this pair.
Why?
You know, I'm so happy that we're on YouTube and people can't send charts, cause I was just getting cringed when people send me EU charts. Cause I would hate analyzing those charts.
Then I go to EU and on it. What do you not like about EU?
Yeah, cause like when people send me charts on EU, I'd say it's ranging, and I'd feel bad to tell them it's ranging, cause that's the only pair they trade. And I just feel bad. Yeah, man, it's ranging.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that comes.
I hate EU, bro. I mean,
it's like EU, bro.
Yeah, I've tried to take, like, you know, there have been times where EU has set up in a way which would say, okay, Raja, this is a confirmed buy, and it has just gone the opposite way with like just nothing, you know. It just kept me dumbfounded.
At least you know your plan, so.
Yeah, so now I've stopped trading EU.
Just do what works best for you.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Someone made 450 pounds on gold. See, GP CAD, the 30-minute candle, we're waiting for it to close. It closed bearish. Now we're waiting for this candle to close. You know, so if this candle closes bullish, then you can say, okay, you know what? Now we have confirmed support, right? So this is what's happening. This is what Ted likes to draw, and I'm going to copy him now. He's like, this is the move, and now price is doing this, and now and then after that you want price to do this. So
That is correct.
Yeah, and if you want price to do this, you want a support to be formed here. How do we know this is going to be a support? If this candle closes bullish, we say, oh yeah, we're forming support to go up. I'm actually pretty surprised that Gigi just went with this one swift move to fill the 4-hour wick. That's pretty nice.
Taking out everybody's shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Market is choppy, man. You gotta be real smart right now.
Yeah. Could EJ fill the 4-hour candle? No, man. I think EJ is very messy right now. EJ is a mess. Look at it. So you have this resistance here. You have price creating support at the same level. And now candles coming at the same level here. It hasn't closed. It has this big wick here. I mean, it's just very unsure whether it's going to go up or down. Very, very unsure. EJ is like someone who had a bunch of shots at night and came home drunk. So EJ is just like, oh, messy. Look at the 30-minute. Messy. Yeah, GP CAD should continue moving up. Should be the target. See, trading is easy. For GP CAD to go up, it needs to hold the support. Simple. Ooh, someone did 10%. Perfect. I would like to see that 20% weekly. GU holding support and moving up. I agree with that. I agree. If you look on 30-minute and even on a 1-hour, yeah, it's going to fill this way.
Okay, thank you.
Hey.
Alright, so you're on GU right now. Explain this. So that's a 1-hour, big 1-hour rejection, right? So like, can you just explain like what's going on? What will make it? Do you think it's fundamentals that's pushing it up, even though we saw a rejection?
Yeah. So this candle is not basically a rejection candle, because if you look on the 4-hour, the 4-hour is bouncing from a very heavy support, right? Because this 4-hour was on support for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 4-hour candles could not break support, right? So if price can't break down, it's going to go the opposite way. So
right
now your bias is okay, it's bullish, price is going the opposite way. Perfect. So once price starts to go the opposite way, then you see this 1-hour candle that closes like this, right? And then you're like, well, wait a minute, this means sell. Someone tried to sell. So you look on the 30-minute, and the 30-minute candle, like, you know, this one here, when this closed bearish, right, you needed another candle to close deeper in the range for it to confirm a sell. Because what you basically wanted was another candle to close bearish, the next one to do something like a retest to continue moving down, right? But since the 30-minute candle closed bullish, this confirms that, okay, we should be moving up now. So that yeah, so that 1 hour candle, this one, it becomes a booby trap candle. That's what I like to call it, the booby trap candle. Like it makes people think that it's a rejection to go down, so it's like a booby trap, right? It's the same thing. Yeah, what's that?
Oh, so although you see it on a higher time, you gotta drop down.
Yeah.
To see how it's forming.
Yeah. So it's the same thing that happened on GBCAD yesterday. If you look on the daily, this one right here, this daily candle is the same one as the 1 hour on GU, and I took buys, anticipating it to fill the whole wick to the top. Right. So it's the same thing here on GU. Closed like this, but momentum is still bullish. So it's filled this
Yeah,
wick.
I'm waiting for a 15 or a 30 to close above any rejection.
Wicks don't lie. How do you readjust your analysis after a big move like that? I'm just wondering, how do you go about it? I'm talking about DJ. I just no. Now I'm just waiting. I'm waiting because what I see is a resistance right over here. My buy stop was around here. It got activated, and then I closed whatever. But now basically this is resistance. So you want price to create some sort of a support here for it to continue moving up. Or if it closes below, then it's gonna go down, right? So basically just waiting to see how price acts in this area here, 128,400. So it's all a matter of waiting for candles to close, and once the candle close in a way that you can say that, oh, you know what, I've seen candles close like this before, and I've taken a trade and I've won, so you know that would be a trade. You should ask questions about Forex, asking about IML. IML is, well, if you're with IML, perfect. Nothing wrong with IML. Has actually decent trades. Even John Doherty is part of it. Yeah, but you're paying $200 a month on IML. You're paying $200 a month. They force you to go recruit people. You know, how can you tell your brother or your friend that, hey man, come over here, pay $200 a month so that my subscription can be free? That's very selfish, you know, to be honest. That's a very selfish way to do business.
No guaranteed profits.
Yeah, no guaranteed profits. It's brainwashing. It's literally brainwashing. Like, you know,
They have 7-figure traders, Ricky.
you know, IML is for those people who have never received love in their whole life. Trust me, who have never gotten love from anyone else, and as soon as they join IML, everybody's ready to suck their dick off because they're gonna pay the.
And they don't give you education.
Yeah.
No, you get to trade with their super successful traders. You get free trades while you're learning.
So.
Because that's how trading works.
It's so stupid.
Or you can just save at 600 and get a study.
Yeah.
I mean, not 600, 200. So.
Yeah. Man, my accountant, her son joined IML, and she said, oh, he's so happy because, you know, he has these presentations and everyone is clapping for him and this and that. I'm like, wait, is he looking for attention? You know, I don't understand. He's paying $200 a month to look for attention. Come on.
I'm gonna get ready after GU. It just broke above everything, so.
Send me 100 a month and I'll give you some attention.
Yeah.
Oh, GU is moving up. We were right about this way. Booby trap candle. Alright, a lot of people are unmuted. I'm gonna mute them. Can you recommend any broker? I'm from Canada. Well, I'm from Canada. I'm with a broker in Canada. I was with IML for a brief period. Yeah, IML, I don't know, man. If people are happy paying $200 a month, for sure, go ahead. The way how I look at it as that if someone's gonna pay $200 a month for just that, and when your mom asks you to pay her money, for to help her out, you're just like, oh, I don't know, mom, I don't have money. It's just so stupid. Yeah, Vantage FX is really good. Vantage FX is good. Trader's Domain is good. I'm Trader's Domain and that too.
Oh, that move on JJ was good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Looking at 15 minutes, trying to create some sort of a support. GPCAD should also start moving up now, and this next 15 minutes should just pump up to reach target. GPAUD, I don't know, you'll have to post a chart in GPAUD. GU target 1.213, 1.213, yes. I was thinking 1.21400 too. I mean, if you look left on the 1 hour, this is so this is the consolidation area once price starts to move up. So once price starts moving up, you can see once it heads up here, this is where it's going to have some issues. So it's really TP area.
Yeah, I got 21414.
Nice. 414. Man, this idea of booby trap candles is amazing. It's like a wick fill, but in the opposite direction.
On what? On GU?
Yeah.
Oh, the previous candle?
What's this? 15-minute wick fill on gold. Yeah, sure. Where's gold going down? Oh, gold has support. Gold found support at 15.11. Is this the only place I can learn from Forex family? No. Well, yeah.
Yeah, basically. I mean, other than that, do some Asian sessions, but create.
You can also send me an email here for more information. I do just watch it for entertainment and to get some other perspective. It's just disturbing to hear about the price action having issues. Yeah, that's the term we use. Price action is having issues. A booby trap candle is like that girl you take her out for like lunch and she orders everything on the menu and now you're trapped with the bill
and doesn't eat any of it
because all of a sudden she's not hungry anymore.
And she doesn't let you eat her also.
Pump it up, baby, let's go, come on.
Yeah, these should keep running up now. This GJ should run up, GCAD and GU. That happened to me.
If you look at EG's driving all these moves. I'm in EG right now.
EG sells?
Sells, sorry.
Yeah.
EG's driving all this. Yeah.
So
GBP is getting strength, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I think the strength in GP is doing this.
Push it in 11 minutes. I don't want to sit through any wick pullback shit.
GJ should break this high over here. all this strength.
Yo, there was someone asking about GA, right?
GA?
Yeah, it's doing the same thing as GBP USD. Like you could see there was I'm not really looking at it. I'll look at it right now. There was like the same booby trap candle on the 1 hour.
Yes.
Thanks to the guy that was asking about GA.
Yes.
And then it just went and filled the range right now.
That is correct. I just had my pen out to write what a booby trap candle is, and you came out with the girl you take out for lunch. Yeah, booby trap candle is just like, you know, it shows you it's gonna, the next one is gonna continue down, but it doesn't, it just goes up.
That's hilarious, man. He's probably like, oh man, that's a new term. Let me write that down.
So, you know, when you take a girl out for lunch.
I wonder how many people are gonna try to trade that. They're gonna see a bearish candle at resistance and be like, "Oh, it's a booby trap. I gotta buy."
Yeah, it actually took me a couple of months to like really watch it over and over again, like to see it happen, and then conclude, okay, guys, this is a booby trap candle.
Yeah, I'm only trading breaks and retests now because buying support and resistance, I was just taking trades and not working out.
Yeah. What's the target on GPCAD? Target on GPCAD is right here. Target. I think 61600, like maybe 20 more pips.
He looks for the move left, and that's how he decides his target.
Yeah. Please let me know about EG chart pattern. Okay, one moment here. I'll let you know about.
Dropping.
Yeah. EG chart pattern is a 2-hump camel.
The 2-hump camel or not from Money Symphony.
It kind of looks like a Game of Thrones pattern.
Yeah. Well, if you look on, if you look at the chart and if you look left, this area here, yeah, and then ultimately this area here.
All you had to do.
Are you in GPCAD? No.
Ted makes his trading system.
My friends are in GPCAD.
I mean, it's just people overcomplicate things for no reason.
Let's go, come on.
Oh shit.
I really hope GU pumps up and
It's already a complicated environment.
Yep.
There we go, come on.
Come on, Granny Panties. Oh, look at this. G just breaking the high.
GU should push this in these 7 minutes.
GPCAD is pushing. GU pushing. EG's pushing down.
I would love if EG hit this target here. But we'll see. I might close before the end of the hour.
Agreed, I don't want to get in any of that pullback.
Yeah.
Just gotta pump up 10 more pips.
Wow, good call, Paulie.
Ooh, GU moved really, really nice.
Not done yet.
Not done yet. Where'd you enter? Like on 30 minute?
I entered on the 15. Once that 15-minute closed above everything, that was my confirmation.
Oh, nice.
Because there was just too many wicks in that area, so I needed something to close above. But I had a feeling if the 30-minute push, it was going to fly that 30-minute.
Wait for this candle?
No, if you look on the 15-minute, you'll see which candles.
On the 15?
I entered right after that big push above everything to the left.
Okay.
And there goes EG.
Ooh, let's go.
Oh, EG's target. GU hit target.
Yep, I'm out.
Let's go.
GPCAD almost at target. GJ's. Oh my god.
Wow, GJ.
Wow.
The baby's flying.
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
Thank you, Ted, for EG.
fam.
Going back to bed.
Look at you. Wow.
No problem.
That's because I was looking at you.
Targets hit just like yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
I don't hate to say it.
How do you guys do this every day?
Yeah, how do we do this every day?
Lots of cocaine. Lots and lots of cocaine.
It's just logic, right? Like this is probably, if you looked at EG, this was the catalyst for all the other GBP pairs, like GCAD, GU, right?
Yep.
So now let's break down the deductions of how each of those trades were successful. We know first EU is in the shitter, right? So we know that as a given because of Brexit. Okay, so hopefully people have a pen and pencil ready, okay? Because I'm not going to repeat this, otherwise you then have to turn around and you will have to watch the stream again. So this is what we're going to talk about.
Pen and pencil, and then a notepad, ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna record it.
Well, you don't have to record it, it's already being recorded. Just look at the timestamp at 7:55. So the thing is, first of all, let's evaluate all the currency pairs right now. The euro is in the shitter. The pound had information yesterday or this morning from Boris Johnson talking about how he wants to make the UK great again. So now you have to think about it. There was an initial push up with like GJ and EG pushed down initially in the London session because the London institutions were like, hey, that's good news for the pound in some respects. 6:45 comes around. That now is an hour just before the USA Open, right? So what happens is, as the US institutions are getting ready, there's a massive pullback for the pound. That massive pullback is exactly what Raja said was a booby trap candle. It had no relevancy because if you look at the chart cosmetics, and what I mean by chart cosmetics, if you look at the way the chart was moving, for you to have a pullback like that instantly for no reason made absolutely no sense. That is something of a manipulation where an institution was coming in wanting to get a better price for this move. If you recognize that, you can do one of two things. You can wait for the move, or you can hedge, and like what Ricky always does is he gives you sort of your targets and your stop losses, and then basically you hunt on the shorter time frames. Knowing that the pound is gaining strength from Boris Johnson's conversation, the benchmark for the pound is the euro versus the pound, just like sort of the benchmark for the US dollar is US dollar versus Canadian, right? Because the euro and the pound are the two closest trading partners. The US dollar and the Canadian dollar are the two closest trading partners. So you can sort of see how they work together. Now, then we go into our descriptions of currency strengths and based on what we know as retail traders. So what do we know right now as retail traders? The euro's in the trash. The pound for the most part is in the trash, but they had some sort of recovery today. So that's what we're going to base our analysis off of. The US dollar's in the trash and the Canadian dollar's in the trash. So now you have, as we do our ranking with our currencies, remember we talked about the US currency being a ranking of number one or the pound being a ranking number one in terms of strength and in terms of volume, right? Knowing that we have a number one currency like the US dollar, which is, you know, a high volume currency, versus a number one currency with GU, which is a high volume currency, you know the moves are going to be very, very heavy because you have that imbalance. The euro and the pound, you have that imbalance, right? You have a high powered currency with the euro versus the pound, which we know. So if you use that as your benchmark, and as the euro pound starts moving, you can start to watch all the other currency pairs backed by the pound or based off the pound start to move too. Now, in this situation, we had the perfect storm. The Canadian dollar's in the shitter, the US dollar's in the shitter, and the pound is going up. So any pound pair basically won today because of that. Now, on any other day, if the pound versus the US dollar, if the US dollar is strong or the Canadian dollar is strong, you won't have that same information. You won't have that same imbalance. So you have to remember that this kind of event happens
when you have an imbalance with a strong currency versus another strong currency. And how do you determine if it's a strong currency? You just use common sense. I don't know what the rankings are. I just made these rankings up in my head to give me a roadmap on the charts to say, hey, if this is happening and this is happening, then this should happen, right? So the US dollar's weak, the Canadian dollar's weak, the pound got some input, some positive news. So there you have three currencies. Both are very high volume currencies, the Canadian dollar, the US dollar, and the pound. You have the pound, which is a high volume currency, gaining strength, and two other high volume currencies, which are very big, losing strength. So now you have that imbalance. That's where you get these rocket moves through the market. And then all you're doing is you're mapping out your timing. When's our timing? Usually a half hour before the USA market open, because the institutions are now starting to push into the market. And then when are you exiting? Just before 8 a.m. because you don't want that pullback, which we normally see with hour candles. At the end of the hour, the candle pulls back to start the trend again the next hour. So that is how you would do the analysis on these charts. And then it's like, well, where's my entry and my exit? That's your comfort level. And that's you mapping out your 15-minute time frame, or your 5-minute time frame, or your 30-minute time frame, or your hour time frame, and then looking left. That's exactly it.
Yeah, it was so simple.
Beautiful.
Did GJ fill the 4-hour wick? Yes, it did. Look at that.
It did, just as we said.
I knew it was a long shot, but it happened.
It happened, right?
70 pip.
I think what happened earlier this morning on GU is a good example for people on why they should stick to whatever setup or strategy they trade. Because I did the exact same thing, what was it, an hour ago? I lost at break even, so technically I lost. And then I just did the exact same thing again, and I won. So I don't think people should try to change their strategies when they lose. Just because you lose doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's been the market being stupid.
Yeah, like the other thing is if you have a bias, just stick to that bias and just wait till the candles tell you that, hey, now we're gonna move in your bias.
Yep, that's why I didn't sell when that candle, that Fugazi candle, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
When it closed like that, most people would have been like, oh, that sells, but it needed to retest to show a continuation down for it to actually be a sell.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Any trades called yet? Yes. EG, GU, GPCAD, GJ.
Well,
you are late. So you will buy when a candle closes above a resistance and all 4-hour candles show bullish candle? Yes. But there has to be some sort of a range, right? So if we look at GU, now this was the target right here at around 1.21400. So when the candles were bullish, we looked left, there was straight no traffic, so obviously we had to go up here, right? It's going to stop here because candles have had issues here before. So what's going to happen here again? Candles will have issues here again. Consider this like a highway. You have no traffic, and then all of a sudden you get into the rush hour traffic here, and then the price slows down a little bit.
Oh wow, look at GJ still pushing up.
Still pushing up? Yeah, GJ's a little bitch, just keeps going.
GJ's a little bitch. I think he's gonna do that 4-hour wick though. From the previous higher.
Any position can be made in EG. No, when you look at EG, you look at this big move that came down, you look left where it came into support, so this was the move you missed.
It's Dunzo.
Dunzo. Let me put it up over here.
Yeah, and there's some times where if you don't get out right at the 8 o'clock hour, you'll get this next candle that'll push back in and do a test back into that region. But you should really aim not to try and play in these ranges, in these zones, because you can clearly see, obviously from here, we came right into this area here, which was our candles, and you can say that this could be the ultimate target, which would complete the entire move. So you have this, and then all the way across.
That's a possibility. But then you can also look at this as a possibility of support, and then eventually this level. I just don't like going to here because we don't know if we're going to get there exact to the exact pip, and there's no point of trying to do that. And if this candle rejects, then you're sort of stuck.
So what was your like entry like confirmations based off of everything you just said in that like 5-minute spiel? Or
yeah,
like I see a bullish candle and then like kind of a bearish candle out of nowhere. I mean, it follows trend, but I mean, does it look different on whatever time frame you looked at to enter?
No, that's exactly what I saw, the 1 hour time frame. And then you can see on the 30-minute time frame with EG, you had consolidation and then just a break on the 30-minute.
So did you enter once price just pushed past those wicks right there on the 1 hour?
No, on the 30-minute. So on the 30-minute candle and also on the 15-minute I was watching. So you can see on the 15-minute candle where I entered.
Yep, that makes sense.
Which I entered at basically 7:30.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Cause yeah, the hourly was just bullish, so I don't know if the smaller ones showed the bearish.
Yeah, because this is a 15-minute candle, so you see how this one finishes over here like this.
Yep.
As soon as this wicked up and started going down, I started taking positions on the anticipation that this breaks. My stop loss is over here, and then my take profit is down here, and then I'm just driving that down over the next 2 candles with momentum.
So your anticipation of it breaking was the everything you said previously?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because everyone kept talking about GJ, and it was going up, going up, going up, and then I was watching EG because that would give me a cleaner move if that was indeed the case.
Yeah. Yeah, I like EG. It moves nice. It's a little slow, but
yeah, when it moves, it moves.
Yeah. What do you get, like 15 bits?
I actually got about 300 and yeah, I got about 30 pips, I guess.
Per position, or is that like everything?
I got stopped out.
That was this one position, 30 pips.
Okay.
Yeah, my entry was 92,118 and my exit was 91,817.
Bobby just hit. Nice. Stop.
What a move.
What, you guys stopped out on EJ?
Yup, I got stopped out. Good one.
Damn, Bobby, you see?
It's alright, man.
Whatever, bro. You called me. You called me. Pure mathematics.
Check the experience and move on.
So gold is at a 30-minute support. If you look on gold 30-minute, you have a support being built right now. I have a support at 1506, but it's not that valid anymore. I think your support now is more valid, yeah, probably over here, like 1510, 1512. So people are asking about the news because you're a bunch of gamblers, which is stupid because you should have had enough information to make trades already, but whatever. The idea here is gold should rocket up.
Yeah, more data.
It should go up. I mean, we just had rejection on the 4-hour time frame again to push back up. The only problem is you're in a big 4-hour range, and that'll crush you. And that's what people don't realize with gold, is gold moves very fast. All the people that are trading gold right now that have less than 6 months or a year of trading experience, you guys are idiots. Bottom line. It's just the dumbest thing you could possibly do with your trading career is try and trade gold just because you see how fast it moves. When you are a new trader and you've been you're trading for under a year, you should be picking the pairs that move the safest, the easiest, and that are forgiving. And what I mean by forgiving is like a pair like UJ that moves relatively straightforward, a pair like USD CAD, things like that, because when you see the moves, you don't get random spikes. With gold,
GJ, all these fast moving pairs, you're getting random whipsaws and spikes, and you don't know market structure to begin with. And now you're trying to trade some of the hardest pairs that you can trade. And that is why you're going to fail as a trader. I didn't start trading gold until probably a year and a half, almost 2 years into my own trading, that I got comfortable with gold. I only started trading GJ last year. So you have to think about that, the amount of hours that I've had in front of the charts, because there's going to be instances in the charts that you need to understand how the market moves in general to anticipate, oh shit, that's going to happen, because I've seen this before with other pairs. And you've seen it on a slower, more tame level so that you can then anticipate what's happening. And you're just going to trade gold, and gold's going to range 30 pips, and you're not going to understand that, and you're going to get stopped out, then you're going to take sells, then you're going to take buys, and it's just going to whip you around like Swiss cheese. You have to really, really take a step back. And if you're going to be doing this long term, your study or your emphasis should be on slow moving pairs that are easy to trade, that you may not get, you might not get like 30 pips or 50 pips in a move, but you're going to get a safe 5, 10, 15 pips where there's not a struggle, you're not panicking, you're not saying, oh, why did this pair just suddenly move out of nowhere? Like, you're going to have an idea of what's happening. That's the best advice I can give you. If you want to follow it, fine, but if you don't, that's fine too. Like, I'm not, but I'm just telling you from experience, gold will eat you up and spit you out. And people don't realize that. They just see gold now moving because Trump is on his soapbox tweeting all the time, and gold moves 50, 60 pips, and everyone now is on the internet. Just like that US 30 pair and all the indices, you guys are playing with fire. One incorrect word spoken by a politician, by some economist, by just somebody, it will just drag you through the mud and just spit you out. And you're just going to get frustrated, and trading will no longer be fun. So really take caution when you do that. I just told the safest pairs. Oh, God. Just watch the replay, please.
You guys didn't get a pen and paper, bro? Man, when you say pen and paper, you grab a pen and a paper.
No, it's just people should just pay attention. And if they don't, just watch the replay. If you have a question about what I just said, look at the timestamp and then go back to it. So it's just something to keep in mind. If there were other pairs beside UJ and UCAD, don't you think I would have mentioned them? Like, I don't know, just, I always think about just common sense. And it's just like, if there were other safe pairs that I believed were easy to trade or that were beginner pairs, I would provide those, because that's...
Would you say AU is a beginner pair?
I've never traded the Aussie dollar.
Yeah, me neither.
AU, yeah, I think AU moves so slow, but it also has like 50 pips move, especially this year with the tariffs down to the Australian dollar. It's had a lot of movement. But yeah, it's a slow pair. So I think it's a good beginner's pair.
The thing is, any pair is good if you spend enough time watching it every day.
That is true as well.
Right. Like, just concentrate on one or two pairs.
Yeah. The other thing is too, people should know simple market structure. Like, people are asking questions, how far left do you look for zones? How do you do this? Like that, those are questions that if you need answers for, you shouldn't be trading yet, because you're not intuitively looking at the charts to make an accurate decision based on your risk versus your reward. Every single time that we've given out a trade, we've given the targets, and you've seen exactly where the targets are, and you can look and you can say, hey, why is that a target? Because it's a clearly defined area where price should have a issue. And it's, it could continue, or it would then turn around, or it could reverse. and it's usually based on an hour time frame or a 4-hour time frame.
Yeah, so if you rewatch the stream, you will see that we called this as support, and then we looked left, we're like, okay, this is where price should head off to, and this was the trade.
Haza, you keep asking, you keep spamming the same question. We see the question. If it kills your risk to reward, then obviously there is something wrong with the trade before that. And that's what you have to evaluate, because every single trade here is marked out. If you looked at this trade, once again, when we always talk about, Raja talks about, how can this have been a winner? What would you have done? That is exactly what you would have done. And then where would your target have been? Over here. Why is your target over there? Once again, when you look at the charts, look what you have here. Look what you have here. Look what you'll have here. Do you see sort of how things mirror each other, right? So this mirrors that over there, and then you have a mirror with consolidation versus a straight up candle. This is how you have to attack the trades. And when you look at this particular pair, you say to yourself, well, why did you enter in right over here? Why was there an entry here? What is significant about the timing over here? What are we doing? These are pieces of information that you need to learn before you even start executing. And once again, you need to go through your charts and ask yourself this question. Every time you see a big move that you've missed, how could I have caught that move? How could you have caught that move? That is exactly what you have to do every single time. That's how you backtest charts, right? If I was going to catch this move over here, what would I have had to do? And does this move appear, or does this move appear? How many times has it appeared over the last 30 days? I will go back in all my charts on the 1 hour time frame over the last 30 days and mark up every single day chart for the hour and understand where the majority of these moves happen. That is your job as a trader. Your job is to do research. You are a detective, you are a scientist. All you are doing is doing experiments all day, and all you are doing is doing research all day. That is what you are doing. It is so straightforward. You have to put in the work. This is your homework. Every day that you miss a move, you go back and you look at 30 days worth of charts and say, does this move happen often? Is there a push that happens at this time? Is there a push that happens at that time? And do not DM me and say, Ted, did you notice this happens at this time? I already know it happens at that time, because what I'm telling you to do, I've already done. So telling me something is not helping me, it's going to help you. So just continue. If you see something happen 20 out of 30 times, chances are it's going to happen 30 out of 60 times, 50 out of 100 times. It's going to happen. You don't have to DM me and ask for my validation. If you found something and it makes sense, chances are it makes sense. Have confidence in yourself. That is the best way you're going to learn. Not constantly asking someone to wipe your ass because you shit yourself. Don't do that. Just look at everything. If you see the same thing happening every day, then it's happening every single day. You're not stupid. You're not a bad person. You're not dumb. You're seeing what everybody else is seeing. That's progress. We don't have Telegram channels.
Telegram for bozos.
I have Telegram, bro.
Hey.
Get out of my life like that.
Can I take you on IG though? My result?
Do you think GJ will fill the 4-hour wick? The 15-minute candle closed bullish above support. The GJ already filled the 4-hour wick. I'm not sure which 4-hour wick are you talking about. But this was the trade. This whole wick. Before it went up, I called out a buy stop at 128.440. It activated and went boom.
Did you hold it?
No, I closed it like 15 pips.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah, it went super fast. Do you ever trade without setting a stop loss? No. You.
EJ, gosh. I think I'm gonna just watch it.
Yeah, he just fucked up. Look at it.
Fucked up.
It looks like, yeah, it looks like it's mad at you, Bobby, for calling it yesterday.
Oh my god.
EJ is waiting for Bobby to enter so EJ can take the money it gave to Bobby.
Bobby, so don't do it.
But Bobby's smart. Bobby's like, no, EJ.
Like, nah,
I'm just waiting onto this 490 close below because there's a wick above on it with the bullish. Two of them, actually, the current 1 hour actually passed, so I'm kind of aware they could pass.
Send me your EJ chart.
So what I found out myself, I've been doing charts so much. The Raquel told me to keep doing chart and chart. Just by looking at the phone, I know where the level is.
No, but send me the chart.
I can't because I'm at the work.
You're at the work? Oh, you're at work?
Yeah, I'm watching the kid and making the money, bro.
Watching kids and making money? Watching how? Stick to one.
When would GA short
Kids
will
are watching me
be valid?
making money, so I'm about to teach them.
Teach them, yeah, you can have like little minions, all of them trading at the same time for you. And you have like a sweatshop of kids.
I'm about to teach them how to fight, and I'm about to teach them how to make money.
Yeah, you own like 0.5, 0.05 lot sizes to all of them, like $50 accounts, and you just make them trade all day. No, that would be legal to do it. Imagine having like a whole room of people just trading Forex, this one pair. That Jeff does nuts.
Yo, one of my students got into a bar, I gotta go. Bye-bye. I'll be right back.
You seen oh my god, this new pre-workout from yo, what up, Vinny? Yeah, you seen that new pre-workout from Jay Cutler? Paul? BVLT. BYLT. A pre-workout.
Bro,
I'm gonna send you the link right now.
I can't hear you.
I'm gonna send you the link right now.
How often do you remark your zones? Every day. Every day I remove everything and I remark my zones. It's very important. GA is a short once you see a candle close bearish, but so far it's heading up. If it's at resistance, it doesn't mean it's a sell. It needs to create resistance to be a sell.
Yeah, I'm in buys on GA right now. I got in at 7.897.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Jackson. He's only 5'7".
I've had this resistance on here for like 3-4 days, so I just broke it on the 1 hour and retested it, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, nice. If this 30-minute candle closes bullish, I think it'll be a good place, like around 78860 even would be like a nice area it's gonna hold.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it for the wick fill.
How do I get signals on 1 minute strategy? The signals on 1 minute strategy are going to be you'll have 1 or 2 seconds to execute because
You gotta get the 1 second chart.
yeah.
You gotta pay for trading views on subscription. Imagine being on 1 second every day.
The funny thing is, people who've been following us for a long time, they're getting annoyed because there's so many new people on YouTube.
How many? Oh wow, 665.
Yeah.
How many did you have yesterday?
600 is average now.
Wow, nice. So we're getting to the 700s. What up?
What do you think will happen to gold? I don't know. No idea. There's news coming on, so we're going to see what happens to gold.
Yeah, I wasn't here, Akil. Are you trading anything for news?
No. I already took 3 trades today, so I'm cool now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm
What
done.
up, man?
What's up, brother? Yeah, I woke up late. I'm feeling kind of sick, but I'm still here.
You're on the West Coast, right? What time is it? 6?
Yeah, bro. I usually wake up at 4:30, but today it was like 4:50.
What's
3 hours apart, right? So you're what, 5:30?
Yeah, I'm at 5:30 right now, San Diego.
Yeesh.
What's this name here? TNT. You've been asking the same question 4 or 5 times, and I told you to send an email.
It's a TNT. It's dynamite. TNT. I forgot the last.
Big banks will do fake out, so we have to wait for candle confirmation. No one knows what big banks do. That's my theory.
At this tree.
Hey, Burner's got a new nickname.
Burner. Burner.
What's good, guys?
Bernie.
What's your name? Nickelodeon.
Yeah, people have been trying to sell gold for a long time.
A long time. Can't believe I'm using a pillow as a mouse pad.
Any buy stops or sell stops? Looking to buy gold if it pushes down.
What?
Let's take a look here. I think gold buy stop
Would be best.
Yeah, at like 15-17.
I'll put one at 15-16.
15-16 will be too tight. That might get activated with the spread.
15-17 on the dot.
Yeah, like almost maybe 20 to 25 pips away from market price.
Okay, 15-17 flat. That's
yeah, and a sell stop should be around 15.
15-17. It's 14 pips. And sell stop will be around 1509.
1509, yeah, to be safe. But I'm not trading any news, I'm just giving ideas.
Yeah.
You guys are buying gold. No one said buy or sell gold. Talking about pending orders. God damn.
I'm not sure what to think of this news, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those seesaws.
Yeah, like a crazy whipsaw.
Oh shit, don't say that.
But then again, like if you look at the news itself, like what they're expecting the numbers to be the main driving factor is going to be core retail sales.
The same numbers as last month.
Yeah, so if there's even like a change in this number, it's going to move gold really hard.
Wasn't Javon talking last night about how the shootings will...
oh yeah, Javon was saying though the shootings are going to affect that because a lot of people will go out and buy. So retail trades are...
yeah, but that should affect the next month's retail sales.
That's for the next month.
Not this month. Imagine shootings that really affect retail sales.
Imagine that, bro. Like,
I could imagine it. You know,
Yeah, it makes its logic.
it was Walmart. You know, so.
All right, 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm not trading this shit. I don't know which way it's gonna go. I'm not 100% on either.
$15, $17.
I kind of think gold's gonna go up though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go up.
Buy stop at 15, 17.
Sell stops at 1509.
1509.50. All right.
So Ted, since GU is good today, I get that credit today, right?
Sure.
You gave Bobby all the credit yesterday, and I had to give him some shit.
Oh, okay.
Well, jealousy.
Oh.
Oh, didn't
Oh, nothing.
Whip action. It's going whip down.
Yeah.
Nothing. Closed my orders. Yeah, it was a good day today. Took all profitable trades today.
A retail sales were up.
Yeah, jobless claims was slightly better as well. 213 when they were expecting 217.
Well, that was much of a change.
Yeah, you might find it might just tap into this zone on the 15-minute and just pull back again. Like this will just be an impulse. So more than likely it'll just potentially pop back up.
Go down to 1506.
Yeah, I did a little dangerous scalp off the 1 minute of gold. It was still the 5 minute. Yeah, but remember, guys, I still look at the higher time frames. The 5 minute and everything like that was just looking too pretty. The 30 minutes looked like they were curving down, so I was kind of aiming for the 200 EMA. But I'm not going to be greedy.
It's not a good news to trade because you're in a bad zone right now, and it doesn't. The news itself doesn't have enough to break it, so people are going to try and hold it to like 1504 or something like that. It's not advisable. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Especially with the 4 hour. If you look at the 4 hour, we're on a nice little support area.
Yep. So I always tell people just be very careful of the news that you're trading. It's just this. I think if you've been in the streams long enough, you'll realize that news events don't make you. They don't make you enough money for it to be profitable in the long run.
No.
Because we just turned around and took trades earlier that were more profitable and that were easier to spot than trying to say, oh, buy stop or sell stop on news.
Yeah, I've actually noticed with myself is that most of my best trades are actually pre-sessions, like pre-Asian, pre-New York. And then for news, it's always best to just wait for the data to come out and then just make a retracement or jump in after the retrace.
Yeah. Like having buys right now.
That's actually a good strategy.
Yeah, because I used to love the news, but then I got burned too many times, so I learned to just stay away. Yeah, even like last night I was, I was expecting Australian news to be bad, so I jumped in on an early sell and I got slippage because I was stupid on that. You know what I mean? They had great numbers, so AU flew up.
Well, why did you expect it to be bad? I'm curious.
Because they were expecting like 14,000 new jobs to be made, and I just wasn't seeing that happening. And then also they came up with 41,000. I was like, wow, that shit hurt.
We were talking because it said 14, so we put buys in. I didn't even put a buy stop. I just put a buy in. And then Jay came on and he was talking about how NZD was really weak. So it was just a high probability of going up. We got like 20 pips, almost 30 pips.
Well, you didn't send me that signal, so.
No, you were
We were on the Asian session.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was AUD NZD that he was looking at.
Oh, okay, yeah. I definitely don't touch that though. AUD, NZD, I stay away from that. That thing's wicked.
I think it went up way more than that. It went up like 60.
It did. But we called it to a T.
Yeah.
And then we also called UJ last night too.
Yeah, UJ too.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all were in there with Juve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Real nice.
Yeah, it was easy. Some easy picks yesterday. Yeah, gold is bouncing off that area.
Yeah.
Gold is dangerous. I don't get what people.
It's in a huge range right now. I'm not touching gold until we get some clearer definition. I mean, all you have to do is just look at the 30-minute chart, and you can see, like, truthfully, how can you trade inside this?
Yeah, all those.
Like, I just want people to figure out, like, you figure here, huge wick pulls back, huge wick pulls back. Here we get a dump. Here it pulls all the way back. Here it pulls all the way back. How can you trade this? I don't understand people's logic. It's like, why don't you wait just for cleaner moves when the market will stop ranging? Like, really just get out of the habit of just because something happened yesterday that it's going to happen today again and again and again. It's going to come to a point where the market settles down and there's not going to be any more movement.
Right, and you're just gonna be stuck in a cycle.
No, thank you, Gary.
Cherry.
Nah, I already ate it.
Yeah, I was thinking we've been pretty blessed this past month or two, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have.
I remember sitting around looking at freaking 5 pip moves and shit.
It's just like I tell people, it's like you have to know the difference between a ranging market and a market that's trending. Right now, gold, look, you have this and you have this. How in hell are you trading those areas? I just want to know, like, how can you trade those areas? It's impossible. Unless you're willing to gamble right now, as an example, and you took buys over here on the anticipation that we're coming back up over here.
Yeah,
but then where's your stop loss? Your stop loss, it's either here, here, or here. Those are your 3 potential stop losses. So it just doesn't make any sense. If anything, I wait for us to come out over here. Put a buy above here and wait for it to come out, and then when it pushes up, it'll probably push up from 1524 to 1530 or whatever. Like, it'll make its move, because you have to remember, all of this is energy to go somewhere. All of this is energy to go somewhere. It's like you're collecting fuel to make a move.
Yeah, that's perfect box and chill. Just wait for it to break out.
Just wait for it, because when it breaks out, look, you get the breakouts, right? You get those huge moves. So just wait, sit back, and just let the market do its thing.
And then even that box to the left, Ted, you saw how if you had the box there, it was a box and chill, and then it went up, and then that one wick was a retest of it for it to go back up.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, we do not have to, as retail traders, try and enter the market every day or trade the same pair every day. Like, it's so good. It's so good as a retail trader to have this flexibility.
And a day off.
Yep.
That's the number one problem, though, because I even catch myself into it, is that some of us make such good trades so fast, and then when we're out of the market for a few hours, it's like we want to jump back in. That's like the biggest problem we have, though. When I say we, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah. Okay. So let me break that down for you. Okay. And Berner's my boy, so he likes when I tell him sort of what's going on.
Yeah, tell me too.
It's so you're looking at the execution portion of the trade as that was very fast. I got paid to do that. You're not looking holistically at the amount of time that you were sitting waiting to make that execution.
and
Yeah.
you're not paying yourself accordingly, right? So say for example, look at a lawyer. A lawyer drafts a contract for you. You're going to pay him $300 an hour, whether it's one piece of paper or 10 pieces of paper, right? He likes the one piece of paper work because it's $300 to have that one piece of paper. It's the same idea with trading. Is you're going to sit in front of the charts for 3 hours, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 8 hours. When you execute, that profit has to be divided amongst the amount of hours you did in terms of preparation. Like I look at right now, we came in at 6:15, 6 a.m., right? And right now it's like 8:30. So that's almost like 2.5 hours of work. And then basically you figure out your hourly rate. I didn't care that my trade only lasted 30 minutes. It was the preparation before that and the understanding and the combination of all that information. That's what I have to pay myself on. And if you, as a new trader, document every hour that you spend on trading, like whether it's reading a book, studying a video, just keep a logbook, keep a journal of all the amounts of times you've done working in trading. Like you've
Like a
traded
time.
like a timesheet. When it comes to executing and your chart is only your execution was only 5 minutes, you'll be like, well, I spent like 16 hours on Saturday learning so that it would only take me 5 minutes to execute on this trade. And then so when you divide that $200 profit or that $100 profit, you don't divide it by 5 minutes. You divide it by 16 hours, and suddenly you're like, man, that was a lot of effort to make $100. People don't correlate that properly. And then what ends up happening is it's exactly what Berner said is, well, I had a good trade in 10 minutes and like now I'm antsy because it's like, what else do I do? It's like, no, dude, you've been working for the last like 3 years to get to that point. Like you owe yourself so much money, it's not even funny, but you don't realize that because of the fact that you enjoy what you're doing. You enjoy, you enjoy trading, so you don't mind doing trading, right? Like you don't mind talking about trading. It's just because it's a passion of yours. So it's almost like guys that that work on cars, that are mechanics. They'll stay after hours and work on their own car. Meanwhile, it's cutting into their own personal time, but they don't mind it because it's their own car. They're putting some stuff into it. They enjoy it. But you should still count that as your hourly rate. Like that's why I'm very disciplined in terms of when I'm done, I'm done. Like I'm not coming back in because I want my hourly rate to be at a certain level and I want to maintain that level. It's the same thing when you play poker. That's where I got this from is, you can sit at the table and if you make like 2 times your buy-in in a half an hour, well, your hourly rate now just skyrocketed. You don't sit there for the next 3 hours and be like, well, like I made all my money in the first 20 minutes. Now what? It's like, that was your job. Right? And that's the way that you have to keep this mentality is if you keep a logbook of all the times you look at a chart, you talk about a chart, talk about trading, read about trading, learn about trading, you're going to realize you spent like 60 hours to make $100. And it's just, if you put that into perspective, you'll be like, damn, I don't want to go back into the market because I just wasted 60 hours of my life to make $100. But you don't look at it as a waste because you enjoy what you're doing, right? If someone turned around and said, go work 60 hours for $100, you'd be like, hell no. But that's what you're doing right here. It's just different because you know that there's a greater good for this. Someone's not going to turn around and be like, okay, work 60 hours for $100 this week, and next week I'm going to give you 20,000 for 60 hours, right? If somebody did that, you'd be like, oh fuck, I'll work 120 hours this week so that I can get like double the money next week, right? It's the same approach and the same mentality you have to take when you're learning trading is log those hours, put that time in, and then when you start paying yourself, you're like, oh, like I'm not stupid. Like I just made, like a rack of money in 5 minutes. See you later, charts. Like I beat you again, right? If you keep that in mind.
Yeah, big facts. Well, look at me last night with my roofing. I made more money in a 2-hour job.
Yeah.
We all know your goals.
What do you do for fun, Ted?
What do I do for fun? Went out to dinner last night. It's good. It's good.
More of a laid back city guy.
No, I like to stay I sort of like to stay low key. I go to a lot of places where I know everybody, so like I just sort of blend in. I go to the mall a lot. Like I like to go to the mall. I like to eat lunch and stuff. Sometimes I eat dinner in the mall, like food court. I like doing that. That's fun. I think I think my issue is when I was younger, I didn't experience all the things that I'm experiencing now, and I feel like I'm Tom Hanks in Big, where it's like I can sort of do stuff and just be a kid again. So like the other day, I went and bought like a whole bunch of like Xbox games, and they're still in the wrappers, but I was like, maybe I'll play them. You know, I drove my Tesla. I have to go actually to the dealership. Shit, that reminds me. My AC went on my Tesla last night, which was really weird. So I have to go get that checked today. It gave me a notification saying that the AC is being reduced to cool the battery, and supposedly that's like there's a Freon leak or something like that in the AC. I read about it, but yeah, no, it's just I just do normal things like like I'll go to the driving range, hit golf balls. I like doing that. That's fun. I always remember the Simpsons episode with like Seymour Skinner, right? Like when they thought Bart killed Principal Skinner.
Yeah.
And then he got trapped under those newspapers and he was bouncing the ball and he said like I decided to bounce the ball, see how many times I could do, and then beat it in the next hour. That's sort of like how I feel when I live my life. It's like I sort of do something and it's like if I'm really enthusiastic about it, like I'll turn around and try and beat what I'm doing or do it. Like I did all my own like woodwork in my house. Like when I bought my house, I did my own wainscoting. I like to challenge myself, and now like I'm playing golf, so I'm getting better at golf. Going to the gym, getting better at going to the gym, stuff like that. Like I'm just a regular guy.
So how's your grass? You still doing your grass?
Yeah, grass is great. The front needs a little bit of work because I haven't been watering the front, but the back is pristine. So that's all I care about is the back. But
cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like people always ask me like what I do and like what's going on. Like I don't know, just like a regular guy. Like I have projects that I'm working on, like big business projects. I mean that's sort of like my hobby and my pastime. I like working on big projects. I'm looking at a couple of pitch decks for different investments. Different businesses that I'm going to buy, stuff like that. So I do that, and then those little things here and there. Working with an architect to build my house, stuff like that. Like just all these different things are all up in the air. They're just balls that fall once in a while. Like this has to get done like that. Like the brokerage, we just got another payment processor out for Bitcoin, so people can do they can buy Bitcoin on. I guess to trade on the site, stuff like that. Like so we're doing things.
Oh wow, Amazon's facial recognition can now identify fear. Ooh. The robots are going to take over. I think the robots are going to make humans slaves to trade the Forex market because the robots can't trade it.
Alright guys, I'm gonna head out. I just pulled up to the gym.
Enjoy.
Have a good trading day.
Have fun. Tip for golf. Get a pre-shot routine and stick to it before every shot, even on the range, and you will see better consistency.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. I do that.
That's exactly the tip for trading as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people over exaggerate their lifestyle and say that it's something more than it's not.
Yeah.
And I always look at that as just it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm not gonna stand around and take pictures of my car.
I'm not gonna have these glamour shots and post on Instagram. Like it just doesn't appeal to me, and it doesn't make sense. We were at dinner, Raja and I were last night. We were at dinner. We were talking about that. We're like, people actually stand and take pictures of other people, and then they have to figure out which picture they like the most, and that's the one they put on Instagram.
Yep.
Oh, mate, not this one, mate. Let's take another one,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like you're there with like 2 other people, so you know that like the third person's in the background taking pictures of that. And it's, I don't know. Yeah, I just always laugh. I have a good chuckle like when I scroll through Instagram and I see people like what they post for these pictures, and you sort of sit back and you're like, man, you're doing this for a whole lot of people that don't give a shit about you. And to top it off, it's not really benefiting anybody, because I can prove that point. I've never once taken a picture with me standing in front of my car going, yeah, life's just gravy, you know, like I'm the big turkey and I'm getting filled with gravy, like some stupid quote like that. And thousands of people have come and paid me millions of dollars to learn how to trade. Like, it's never been that. It's always been my approach to trading, how I've traded, you know, what I've been doing. That's how it's always been. It's never been my lifestyle, my traveling, my Gucci shoes, which I don't own. Like, it's never been that way. So anyone who tells me that they promote and they put stuff on Instagram as promotion to sell their business or to make their business look better, I can tell them right now that it makes no difference. It legitimately doesn't make difference. The only thing that you should be posting on Instagram to attract and build your business is posting value and showing people the way to do things and do it better, so that people are attracted to come and learn more from you. Uncle Ted, you should do the mocking flashing trader series again on IG. No, I got in trouble for that. People got mad at me because they're like, oh, are you talking about this guy? Are you talking about that guy? It's like, no, just talking about everybody. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble again. They're like, oh, you have nothing better to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks.
You don't trade on Mixer anymore. Apparently not.
He moved his lot size up. He's on YouTube now.
Yeah. So see, just like yesterday, things have died down. They've reached where they had to reach. Now they're slowing down. GP cash slowed down.
Everything's like that.
Yeah, everything's slowed down. Gold is still in that range between 1510 and 1520.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna trade today.
Yeah. Someone asked about EU. EU is still. Yeah, Nick, you've been doing really good so far.
Yeah. Well, I took a long break, and then came back with kind of a different mindset because I was getting greedy.
Oh yeah.
It was burning me. Well, not bad, you know, just your own little issue.
What was one thing you changed when you came back from your little break?
Honestly, I just listened to the people I respect, like Ted, and I really soaked up the information and just patience. Honestly, it's all about patience. It's all, for me, it's all psychology. So if you can just be patient and wait for just the high quality setups instead of trying to always be in a trade, and just literally high quality setups, and don't take signals. Even if you call a trade, doesn't mean I'm going to get into it, you know?
Yeah.
If I don't trade that pair, I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
Like last night I broke the rule just because it was such a high probability setup.
Oh.
You know? But yeah, that's about it. Just patience, honestly. Just slow down, you know?
Yeah.
And use smaller lot sizes, please.
Yes. Like, people call trades here all the time, and I never take them.
Yeah, I used to be kind of, I would see like Roham or somebody, you know, and I'd be watching, it's my pair, and I'm like, oh, that does look really good. I'll just trade it. It's always a loss.
Yeah, it's always good to have like somebody else's view,
That's what I think. Especially when it's someone new to trading. Like they see something that you don't see, and so it's good.
GBCAD move was this. It's done. GU's move was this. Color early in the morning. It's done.
DJ was also.
Yeah, GJ was the 4-hour wick fill.
And gold had nothing.
Yeah, gold apparently. Yeah, Ninad caught these sells very nicely. It's pretty good. Oof. $110 drop. EJ did nothing. EU, they should just take off EU from the Forex. I mean, it's just.
Yo, you're paying against the EU.
Worthless, man.
All about
Raja.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm gonna close my trade. I close my all trades right now. I'm done for the day. The thing is that what Ted just said now, just 1 year with for me in the Forex, and things what I got from you, both of you, and everyone should listen that only for 2 minutes. That how these people trying to dissect these charts and why they are dissecting these charts. Ask yourself always why, and then you should getting your answers very quickly, and stop and just that. I think Paul said something that always get yourself a good setup. That's also very helpful because I started trading with GJ and gold and I blew one account, and then I stayed back 3 months. I only learned on the demo. So always feel your demo account as your real account. That will help you a lot.
I know what you're saying. Like, if you have the urge to trade bigger lot sizes and whatnot, just go on demo.
Oh, you know, it's a good one too. Is only shoot for like 1 to 5% a day. You know, don't try and go.
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, and one and.
Oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, this is another version of Two Girls One. Oh.
Oh my god, the Asian ladies and the bucket.
No. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that on YouTube.
No.
Oh, it's so hot.
Okay, I used to be that cycle, now I go slowly, blah blah, until I finally broke it. Very nice. GJ buys, I think it needs to create some sort of a support here for it to continue moving up. That's what you should aim for, but I'll be very skeptical of the buys because, you know, the move already happened, so you might see there might be some sort of ranging here.
Yeah, we had good calls today. GJ buys, GU buys, GCAT buys, GG sells. GG sells was called by Ted. We called DJ buys. GU was called by Paul. And I think you called GCAT, right? Ricky?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
People, he did one trade. One trade is good enough for the day. Don't overextend yourself.
And talking about temporary relief on gold, that's what's happening right now. Waiting for that 1505 retest back to 1530. But I was expecting retail sales to be bigger of a push. So I guess that's not gonna happen for this week.
No. On your USD JPY, what do your support and resistance look like? I'm still determining where to put my lines. That determination comes from your own comfort level. Lines are there to guide you to make decisions at those specific points in time. So where you feel that there could be a decision that you need to make, that is where you draw your line. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're looking for that kind of information. It doesn't matter where you place your, I guess I would say, support or resistance. It matters how you interpret that. Gold, buy or sell, bro. It could be both.
That's the question of the day. Like,
It's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
One will win and then just close the other one that's losing.
Just do a sell position and a buy position, and whatever it runs.
If you break even it, I'll send you a happy meal.
Oh, shout out my boy Jose. He's in the chat.
Gold is going to be a buy once you see a candle close bullish.
Yeah, definitely. I don't see why people keep saying short on gold. Like, I don't get it.
They're playing this short game. That's why.
And yeah, it's like keep calling tops and bottoms. So you can see gold going to 1700.
They trying to call tops, that's why, man.
Yeah, keep trying to call tops, saying that, it's all about technicals. No, it comes down to the fundamentals.
Hey, if you've noticed,
anytime, Trump is gonna wake up and say, done with China. No?
Hey Raja, what do you say people who trading these days Euro NZ and GBP NZ? What's your thought on it?
GBP NZ?
Yeah, GBP NZ and Euro NZ.
I have no idea.
Yeah, GBP and the Kiwi.
I've never traded that consistently to have any comments about that, so I have no idea.
Okay.
If you want to know something about GJ, gold, or GP CAD, yes, I have a lot of ideas, but other than that, I have no clue.
Yeah. NCD, I honestly have no idea how it moves.
I don't even know why people are trying to trade NZD, bro. Like, why?
Never traded it before.
That's like trading AUDs.
Yeah. AUDs or like AUD Mexican peso.
Like, I think that's the main reason why a lot of people don't become successful or they're consistent, then they lose it because they jump around on currencies that they don't research.
And like
they see it moves fast, so they just want to jump in on it.
Like a lot of swing traders, they just want to have a bunch of 10 to 12 pairs, trying to make one of them work.
That's why I just stick to white. That's it, man. Stick to AU, and then sometimes I'll jump in gold if I really feel like moving fast, you know?
Yeah. Well, for you, because you're so used to AU already, Brennan, you know how it moves, you know, like you say. One time you get, one day you get like a 5-pip move, another day you get like a 50-pip move. But you know,
the thing is, though, is that it's like I used to trade a bunch of different pairs as well, bro. And like I'll even trade Euro AUD, which Euro AUD moves vicious as well.
yeah, EA right now, my boy Jose, he trades it, and it's kind of like AU.
Yeah, but the thing is like I've learned is, okay, you can be on a volatile pair and try to grab 20 pips, but why can't I just jump on AU and grab half the pips? We know it moves slow, so just double your lot and move it slow and grab less, you know?
Just basically just, you know, do a little math equation, just double the lot size, double top lots, and that's it.
Exactly.
But everyone pairs move the same, man. That's not true. Not all pairs move the same. They all have different fundamentals. You don't know what's going behind that pair. You don't know what's going behind the other currency, you know?
Exactly, man. But yo, bro, I gotta go move some of this work now, so I'll catch y'all later, though.
Yeah, I gotta go too. Alright, I'm out.
Take it easy.
Alright, have fun. Take care.
Take care, Bunny. Take care, Bunny.
Bye.
My wish to be a part of Forex Factory one day. Oh, your wish can become true right now. Go to forums, sign up, and you'll be a part of it. Let's see here. Let's see what the Dragon Riders are saying these days. Oh, Dragon Riders are trading EA. Got triggered into your USD on short position. Now I'm stuck. Well, if you think you're stuck, just close the position and you're going to be unstuck. Right? Makes sense, right? Simple logic. It's not like you're stuck. It's not like someone's tied your hands now. Oh, you can't enter position now. No, you just got to close it and you'll be okay. I mean, it's that support, you know. So a logical way to think about sells in EU would be to, okay, I'm going to wait for support to break and then I'm going to take the retest. That's the most logical way to think about it. Tomorrow is a clean day. How's this next week look? Next week. Oh, we got CAD CPI on Wednesday. We got clean week next week. Any opinion on Euro CHF? You know what? Since there's nothing to do, I normally don't do this, but I shall do this. I've never looked at this pair in my entire life. Maybe I have for like 2 seconds, but Other than that, I've never looked at this pair, so let me just do some 10-second analysis here. It's approaching resistance. It's currently bullish. If you're trying to sell it now, it's a bad idea. This is your CHF idea right there. So if you're looking for sells, wait for a candle to turn bearish and then you can take a sell. But so far, I don't know. You only need to understand market structure, so you just gotta wait. Goodbye everyone. Trades won, charts closed, gym time. Perfect. Nicole is the winner today. What else is there? Check EA. I sent my charts. Oh, we can't see charts. Just for the record, I can't see any charts because YouTube automatically blocks links. So if you're sending links, I can't see any links. Yesterday, someone got mad. They sent me a message. Hey man, I send links every day. You guys don't open them. I'm like, hey, we can't see the links. Copy and paste. Yeah, all you got to do is send this last code and then we'll be able to open the chart. So see, it says this, or you can go to the camera button and then you can go all the way. You can copy this, you can paste it here, and this last code right here, this will allow us to open the chart. Oh, there we go. Mr. Osama has figured it out. So if one person can figure out, I think everyone else can as well. Got 2 X's. We don't need 2 X's, or it's going to give us an error. We need 1 X. Alright, Osama sent a EA chart with arrows drawn. This is a very, I don't know, I don't want to comment rudely on it, but I think you should be more specific on the way the candles, like you can't even see how the candles are formed. This is just a very like subjective way to look at the chart. You need a little bit of more objectivity in it. You need to be more specific. You know, look at this. Look at how we mapped out the charts. If you can't see candles, you can't trade. You need to see candles to trade. Like, seriously, it's a candlestick chart. Like, you might as well look at the line chart if you're going to look at the candles like this. I'm sorry to say this, but it's just how I look at things. You know, like, look how we just look at the candles and wick fills. I mean, look, this was the GJ idea that the 4-hour candles are going to fill the wick. What if I looked at the chart like this? You know, what if I looked at chart like this? Wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. It's going down now, Raja.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Sal's.
I think people have to realize that what you are constantly doing is you are driving in a car and you're going on a road trip. And back before they had GPS, there was a map. And what you would do is you would take a red marker or a black marker and map out the line. And you'd map out your route. But as you're driving, you're stopping at specific parts in that entire route. It's the same thing with trading. You look at the overview, like Raja just said, you know, you got the 4-hour time frame, you're looking for a 4-hour fill. Then you go into your smaller time frames and you say, how do I get there? And you map out different destinations for each level. So like right now you can see on GJ, we have a certain level. But that's not the level for the entire move. That's just the level for right now. If we complete that, we go to the next one. And then the next one, and you keep doing small increments. Maybe this this pair spikes up past this level, then you know that you can start looking at the next time frame. And it's important that when you look at that, you turn around and you say, hey, great. Now that I see that this is support and we break this level here, what's going on in this area here? I can't tell by looking at this chart, so I have to go to the next time frame, the 1 hour, or I have to go to the 4 hour, and then I have to map out that line on the 4 hour and bring myself back to the smaller time frame again. And when you do that, you're going to find that it's so much easier for you to keep track of your trade and be comfortable in the trade, because you will have understood where there's going to be particular items of interest on the different time frames. And that will allow you then to turn around and say, hey, great, I know that this is a 30-minute resistance. I know that this is a 4-hour resistance. So I know that more than likely we're going to bounce. But if we hit here, there might be a huge pullback. Things of that nature. And if you're smart and you take your time, you will have a greater success at that point. Since the USD retail sales were positive, but not much movement on the markets, would you say we can expect a weaker dollar? Well, you have to understand the correlation between retail sales and fundamentals. What is the overarching fundamental right now with the United States? It's tariffs. Retail sales, these ideas of these like weekly news events, those are just blips in the charts. You have to look at the overarching idea that right now there's been no significant change in the US dollar. All that was discussed was that they're going to delay the tariffs, right? That doesn't mean that they've come to a resolution. So there was an initial shock to the market and people were like, oh wow, like, you know, like things are going to look up. But then once the institutions realized that that really didn't change anything, it's them grabbing a better price to drive the market further. And that's the reason why we have so much information on like negative stock information right now, because there isn't anything that's been really said to help tariffs, and now it's been delayed even longer. So now you're going to live with more uncertainty. So that's where you have the issue. So it's something to keep in mind.
Your email. I'd like to learn more. I think what you need to learn is patience and waiting for candles to close. Patience is the key. Once you focus on 1 or 2 trades, you automatically start to get better, because that's all what you want, just 1 or 2 trades. But if you trade more than that, then like, you know, and then there are like so many ideas that run through your head, and so most of those ideas are conflicting, right? At one point you're going to see a buy, then you're going to talk to someone else who's going to say a sell, and now you have this like sea of like ideas which you don't know what to execute, right? So this morning when GJ was heading down, I still said that my bias is bullish. I'll take buys if it presents itself, and lo and behold, GM it up, GJ, right? Because honestly, price is only going to move up or down. One mistake people make is they try to take, let's say, a sell when price is moving up, you know, or they'll take a buy when price is moving down. That's the #1 mistake people make, and that's what makes trading very, very complicated, because they keep drawing fibs and they keep drawing support resistance, and they're like, okay, price is going to come down to this fib, it breaks it, let's say also come down to this fib. I mean, no, you got to wait for price to turn in your direction first before taking the trade. Without trying to catch tops and bottoms on gold, what's the safest or best technique to get decent entries without stop losses, without big stop losses? There, you have no option. I mean, gold has been so volatile in the past 2 months. You need to have a wide stop loss. Like, I mean, if you take a buy right now on gold, your stop is going to be big, 100%. It's going to be like a 45 pip stop. Because look at this range. This is 80 pips. This is like a $10 range. I mean, measure it. Look at this. $12 range. You know, so your stop has to be wide. If you think your stop is going to be wide, maybe you need to lower down your lot size. Someone sent a chart. Hella rejections. Figure out. Waiting for 30-minute bearish to sell. Possible 4-hour wick fill in the range. Yeah, so I mean, I think the one key component you're missing here is this support here, right here. So now this is the range. This. Oh. And GPCAD just keeps on running. Welcome to the hotel lobby, everybody, where we congregate to head home. The buses are waiting right outside. So if you see GPCAD is heading up, does that mean that GJ or GU is going to continue to head up? Nope, because the CAD is weak. And if you look at USD CAD, we'll see that the USD CAD is also heading up. One moment here. Yeah, see, look at that. USD CAD is also heading up. Where you entered GPCAD? I didn't enter GPCAD. Someone in the groups, they entered on GPCAD. But the idea was provided. If you look at here, support should hold for bullish momentum to continue. So form support here, candle closed above all these candles, and then you had a wick to fill and the target. Obviously when you look left, the target would make sense because high traffic area on this side. Same thing happened yesterday on GPCAD. Where would your target be on GPCAD for bullish bias? It's right there on the screen. I did buy a GJ on display loss. Oh, it's music YouTube provided. Yes. What happened to gold? Gold came down to support and now it's trying to move up. GPCAD bearish Gartley pattern. Okay. Check this chart. Oh, access denied. Can't open chart. GJ, what's the target on GJ? Let's take a look. GJ is ranging between 129 and 128,650. It's in a range. When you look on the 4 hour, you see that this candle went up, so this was the trade. And then you look on the small time frames, and then you see, okay, how could I have gotten this trade if I was sleeping? Maybe wake up early, you know, you would have gotten the trade. And if you see here, this was resistance, price came down, tapped it as support, and continued moving. Hope you never stop these live videos. Well, unless I go to jail or die, these videos are still gonna go on.
Alright guys, you guys have a safe and good day.
Take care, have fun. Let's take a look at this bearish Gartley pattern here. How do you draw this bearish Gartley pattern? Oh, I guess I don't know how to draw the bearish Gartley pattern. How to draw bearish.
Kevin Rollins, did you talk about this, Raja? Gold's ranging, so calling tops and bottoms, you should wait for it to break out of the range. And on the 30-minute, there was support created at 15.11, and we're probably going to go back up to 15. I would say 15. Initial target 15.18, but looks pretty good at 15.20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that mapped out already.
That was actually a great buy in the range. When it dropped down and rejected a few times. I was gonna buy it, but I was like, eh.
I saw it too. I saw it on the 5-minute candles, and it did that 5-minute candle thing where there's a whole bunch of them clustered, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna break out, and I'm like, but I already traded today, so I'm just like, I'll let it go.
Yeah, no, it shot up pretty good.
Yeah, like if you look at the 5-minute on gold, Raja, I'll show you the cluster that I was talking about. It was this group here specifically, because it was all there. They started to sort of inch away from that support, and you can see that we weren't coming back down to here. So the smaller time frames started to pull out, and then it was once you broke above this, then this candle becomes your target, and this candle here, and that becomes a clear path, more than likely to right to here. And you'll at least fill this wick first on the 5-minute.
Yep. Man, I should have taken this stuff.
I know, so should I. I was like, I was just on the phone. Yeah, I just got a call from the Tesla dealership because I got to bring my car in right now. So they're like, when do you come free up? I'm like, all right. They're like, aren't you done? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Relax, jeez.
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, no, they know me. Like, they know I trade in the morning. So they're like, aren't you done yet? Shouldn't you be here already? Yeah, so there you go. So once again, so when you look at this, Nick and I were just talking. It's like, how did we call this gold trade, or what we would have done? It would have been basically that's what we would have looked at. The question is, why not take the first candle that bounced from support? It's not necessarily taking the first candle. It's saying, you know, what you're comfortable with. You know, like that's the idea, is you want to be comfortable. With this trade, both of us knew exactly what was happening. We just didn't take it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's the idea of now that you know that's a way of looking at a trade. And the reason why is because we had a new hour candle, and we were pushing towards essentially the 930, which is the NYSE open. So you might find there might be a pullback here at this point too. But this would have been a good trade. This 5-minute candle here would have been a good trade up until knowing the fact that you had this wick to fill over here, and that would have been your target. And you can see we just about filled it at that point. So anywhere over there would have been pretty clean. And if you look on the 30-minute, they basically matched that previous bullish wick on the 30-minute. So it's just something to keep in mind. And I mean, there's always, you know, when you look at that and you turn around and look at opportunities, it's like, okay, if you miss that opportunity, how would you get that the next time? And the idea there is, when you get it the next time, it's like, look at what Ted, in that moment you were talking about how trading that range was impossible, so why are you now trying to rationalize you would take it? I never said trading the range was impossible. I said that if you are going to have an idea, there's a possibility that you would want to go more towards the buy side.
in that range, right? And we hit the bottom of that range and we rejected it. So knowing that we're at the bottom of that range, there's an opportunity that you could have taken a buy there. If that was your risk or that's what you want to do. I'm not trying to rationalize. I'm trying to tell you exactly how you would have done that, because you can see based on the 15-minute charts here, as an example, and this is where we talk about ranges, we have the same move twice, right? Rejection of that support and a pull all the way up. Now, where are we going to end up? Probably in this area somewhere, but when, we just don't know yet. That's all. So it's just something to keep in mind. If there wasn't that much of a range, then you would have looked to take that trade.
Yeah, that's what worried me too on taking it was the range and how slow it was moving. But after those rejections, I mean, even if you only made 10 pips, it was so easy.
Yeah.
Literally so easy.
When looking for engulfing bars and trends, does the bullish candle engulf? I don't know what those mean. Sorry, I don't know what engulfing candles are. How can one master the concept of filling wicks that you just mentioned? It's basically exactly what I just did, looking left and looking to see where targets are and looking at where the momentum is. That's all. That's the name of the game, is always look for targets. Always look for targets. What time do you prepare for London? That's a good question. I'm usually asleep at London.
Although London's really good, so. And there it goes. It shoots all the way up. Takes you way up.
Yeah, New York Stock Exchange open. Overdoing charts with all this BS is my first problem. No, I think it's everybody's problem at the beginning. You have to remember that when we see stuff online or we see people talk about trading, a lot of those people don't necessarily trade that. They may talk about it, but I've never seen any statistics to back up all those different candle patterns. Reason being is because there's nobody that's trading those. Like it's almost like when you read a book, right? So you read like a motivational speaker book or a Tony Robbins book, and he says he's helped over like 1 million people or whatever the number is. To what degree have those people been helped, and where can we quantify what type of help they received? And I think that's sort of the same thing with trading is, you know, we look at what we do here and, you know, people used to laugh at me and they used to say, oh, Ted just gets 10 pips or 5 pips or, you know, scalping's stupid. It doesn't make sense. But then the track records or the ideas and the day in and day out process of knowing when to enter, knowing when to exit, knowing what's going to happen at this time, knowing what's going to happen at that time, that qualifies the quantitative approach to scalping, right? Where people look at scalping blindly and say, oh, well, you know, you're on the 5-minute chart, you can't figure out anything. Well, of course you can, because you're merging many different ideas into one to create an idea. The problem with these candle patterns is people don't qualify the patterns good enough. And what I mean by that is, you know, someone will say, well, there's a double top or double bottom, so that means that we have to go the opposite direction, right? So that's what I hear a lot of times. Or this is a head and shoulders pattern, or an inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? And then you start relying on these things, right? Because that's what you're going to hunt. You're going to hunt just those specific ideas and candles, and then when it doesn't work or it fails because of other ideas, you become lost, because you've relied so heavily on a structured pattern or a structured set of rules that you weren't able to adapt. And that's why I never really looked at any candle patterns, because really the market is going to do what it's going to do. Obviously it does return to different levels, because you can look on the chart right now, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So you know there's certain levels that we're going to reach, but trying to complicate your mind saying, is this an engulfing pattern, is this, it's like, no, like the market's either going to go up or the market's going to go down. Your idea is now to make judgment calls based on where we are in the market, the timing of the market, how we believe the market is moving based on fundamentals, based on sort of momentum, and objectively making a decision whether to buy or sell. That is where, you know, when you look at information, it's like making it your own, because then you understand it the best. Ted, what you learned from Boiler Room movie? The word Rico or Reco, right? The guy who yells out Reco and then he's getting paid. And I also learned that you should say fuck you to your parents as you're paying for their Lexus payments, right? That was Ben Affleck's statement. Ted, have you ever thought of writing a book with your market knowledge? I thought about it, but then people would just get mad at me and say that I didn't know what I was talking about. So I rather just keep the knowledge to people who want to learn it. So the 500 people here, they can learn it.
You already wrote a short story.
Yeah, it's just I don't want. People always ask me, write a book, do this, do that, and it's like, no, it's good, guys. I'm good. I just think people, the biggest thing that you can do as a trader is go into the charts every day and say, why is this happening? And every day you ask why, it will get easier. Really disrespect your parents. Wow, not with it, but then it is you, then do you, brother. I was quoting the thing from the movie with Ben Affleck. Jesus Christ. If you watch the Boiler Room, if you type into YouTube right now, open up another window and then turn around and type in Ben Affleck's speech Boiler Room, he'll say that exactly what it was.
That's pretty good.
That was good though. I do appreciate that, Gennaro. He's like, you're disrespecting your parents. I'm like, no, it's okay. They hate me enough as it is. I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. Ted, I've blown off over 100 accounts for the last 8 years. What is your advice? Okay, so let's dissect that, Adrian. And let's talk a little bit about blowing accounts. The question you have to ask yourself is why are you blowing those accounts? And chances are the reason is, one, you're probably over trading, two, you're over leveraging, or three, you don't you haven't had enough experience in the markets. The reason why you're over trading or over leveraging is because you have a small account and you want to build it, and you believe the fastest way to build the account is by trading every day and trying to find as many opportunities as you can. That is the incorrect way to build an account. The correct way to build an account is to take 1 or 2 solid trades every day. Yes, it's going to take a long time. And I've said this, like, you know, I see this is a daily conversation we have with the group, is if you believe that you have problems with collecting money, like if you need money and this is something that you need to then go find another source of income and find it, so that trading does not become a game of chance. It becomes a game of skill where you're dissecting parts of the market. You know, and you look at that and you turn around and say, well, Ted, I can't find a job, I can't do this. Well, there's always going to be opportunity, and if there isn't, every time you blow an account and you make mistakes like that, you've now set yourself further back. And that is the biggest thing I tell people is, if you blow an account, you've basically slapped yourself in the face. And now, you know, when you look at that, you turn around and you say, well, how can I correct it? It's a long process. Trading is a long thing. And you have to understand that, you know, maybe you need to work for a bit so you understand what it feels like to earn money and have respect for money. Because if you're blowing an account, I don't think you have respect for money. How do you not let your emotions get to trades? You trade within your means. And you understand that you can't be right 100% of the time. Or you can be if you just take one trade every day. If you just take one solid trade every day, you can be right every day. I mean, you don't see me lighting it up every day. I take 1 or 2 trades and sort of just works out.
Yeah, just like...
Yeah. Like, Raquel does the same thing I do. It's like, we look for one trade, we either win it or lose it, and that's it. Raquel is a little bit more aggressive than I am in his trading style, but he also then, in terms of his gains, they're actually larger proportionally with that.
There was a post, Profit Blue belongs to me. Blue badges, blue whips, blue trading history. And then there are the algo results.
Yeah, those algos are not doing too hot.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
DJ going down, huh? Alright.
Yeah, seems like it's gonna correct this whole move up and continue moving down. Any trades today? Question mark. I think you're too late.
Ah, Toby, 7 out of 7 trades. Congratulations, my friend. You were active yesterday, asking lots of questions, and today you came out swinging. There you go.
Nice.
I work full time and have a business, but I would rather trading. Yeah, you need to think that it's not going to happen tomorrow. So, yeah, you have a good attitude with that. Is gold going to reach 1520? More than likely. But once again, where are you now going to take an entry? So when we talk about taking entries, we also have to look at our ranges, right? So you have a 15-minute candle right now or a 30-minute candle on gold that has a massive tail, and then it's ranging. So it's ranging about 40 pips. 50 pips it's almost ranging, this gold candle. And now you're at 15.16. How would you take an entry to get to 15.20? That would be very difficult. So you may have missed the move because we are on closer to the upside of the end of the range than we are on the downside. And I think you need to then just hold out, and you have to say, hey, maybe I'll look for a trade above 15.20 at this point. If you hit target 1, should you adjust your stop loss? Once again, it's subjective. What are you doing on a daily basis? Are you consistently taking trades? And are you being smart about it? Then yes. But if you're not consistent yet, you should always just accept your initial take profit point, because that was probably your cleanest thought. Where is GJ heading? GJ is heading to wherever it wants to. If you want to build an account, you can take Ted's advice and learn to trade with solid trades while making yourself a small weekly or monthly budget and adding to that account little by little. That is very smart. My phone is dead. Mickey, that is sorry to hear. Oh man, what the dude, Rakil.
What happened?
Just went into your chat room.
Oh, you just noticed it.
Oh yeah, don't open that shit. It looks good, but it's not.
Initially, it looked really good. I was like, what?
Breakfast is served, Ted.
Oh no, here he is. Here he is.
Oh, here's Alex.
Can't keep his mouth shut for that one, fucker.
Alright, everyone, I'm gonna head off.
Take it easy.
Let's not overtrade, don't over risk, just close your charts. Do you guys ever have a losing month? Well, stay here for a month and then you can decide how many losing days we've had here on the stream.
Not very many.
Not very many, that's guaranteed.